Alright, hey guys, Jay here. So, this is going to be a vlog type thing. No real structure to this video at all. Let me see if I can do better. There we go. Maybe that'll work. So, we're going to be making a cosplay from Summoner's War. I don't know, it's just the thing I think I can make the most right now. That'll be a nice big costume to make. So, I've never done armor like this before, so I have this pattern that I made a while ago, and this would be like torso armor, where it would go over the body. I have to try to match it up to, come on, pick it up. Make it look like this, and that's going to be a little bit difficult, because it has this weird shape to it. So I'm going to see what I can do, and see if I can figure this out. These videos are going to be obviously not scripted. They're going to have, like I said, no structure whatsoever. And I'm going to try to figure out how to make this work. So, it looks like I need to make it arch over the chest, which is odd. I've never done that before. I don't know how that's going to work. This is really odd. So, I'm going to have to get a bunch of paper and remake this whole pattern on paper so that I have something to work with, so I'm not cutting this up for right now. So I'm going to do that. I guess you guys can see how I make patterns too, or these big patterns anyway. So what I normally do is I'll put two pieces of paper together. I'll line them up as good as possible. Then take some masking tape and tape them together. Then I'll just do that all around until it's as big as the piece. Alright, so everything's all taped up now, and this isn't all that flat anymore, but you can see it fits. So we're just gonna do the entire thing and make a pattern out of it. Alright, so this is the pattern all flattened out. This is what that foam looks like in paper form. So, it's a little hard for you guys to see probably. That probably didn't help. Alright, so what to do next? I have to figure out how I'm going to get the curve in it. That's going to be a pain in the butt. And as you guys can see here, it comes out of the chest in like an angle type thing. It comes out forward and then goes down. So we're gonna have to figure out how to do that. I might have to add to this. So, like, very clearly goes out and down. Yeah, this is actually a lot more difficult. Oh, this is way better than I was thinking. This is good, actually. I didn't notice this before, but you can barely see it here, but that's underneath the armor. So the armor stops here and goes down and under around the back. So that's actually a lot better. I'd never noticed that, and that'll make this a much easier build, now that I think about it. So, I can do this even better now. So it'll come to about here. Yeah, and then the arm, it's coming closer to the arm, so it'll come down about here, and then go out that way. So this is more what we're looking at here. And then there'll be a piece that comes up here for the neck, but that's just a strip. We can do that later. So that is way better. I like that a lot better now. Alright, so this will, we might be able, I have an idea. So, since it's going to, this part is going to bend into the body, whereas up here is bent out of the body, we can make it so that, I know how to do this. So, let's just use this like as a scrap right here. So if we were doing like, here, let me raise this up and get you a better angle of my drawings here. Alright, so we could make it go, like, say from the front. So the front. This isn't going to be perfect, obviously, because I can't erase pen. But you know, something like this. This will be the two sides. This line here will be the center of the front. So this is a front view. So let me actually. All right. So this would be a front view. We could make it do this, and then if we make out here angle like this, when we put those two angles together, they will close like closer to the body. It's just, I just don't know how to do that exactly, but I have to make it so that they end up bending into the body. So that'll take a little bit of adjusting, but I think I can do it. So I'm gonna add more paper here, and we'll figure it out from there. All right, so I've turned it so that it's upright now. I'm just gonna do this, where I'm gonna make this side bigger, and then I'm just gonna bring it down. I don't know if that'll work right there, but it's worth trying. So I'm gonna bring that down like so, and it doesn't go all the way down to the bottom of the body, so I can. It's a little hard to tell. I'm the opposite direction of this one, so I'm trying to mirror it. So as you can see, you might not be able to see, I don't know. There's like this design here. I'm gonna darken it. Don't know if that helped, but this design here, where that helped. That is over this design. So this will be under this, which I can do later. That just means this one has to be bigger than this one, and I'll just do that when I get the pattern done. But over here, you can see that down here, it goes down to the bottom. So I have to kind of figure that out, where that's gonna go. So it is a little bit past halfway. So about the halfway mark, it's not all the way down yet. So I'll do like, say this. Then, there we go. That's make a half circle. That. All right. So we'll cut this pattern out, and then make a second one. Put them together and see what happens. And actually, I might be able to do that on smaller foam. Put it together and see what it looks like at a smaller scale. So yeah, I'm gonna do that first actually. So we're just gonna kind of rough it and call it good. So I'm just gonna make two smaller versions. So I'm gonna go like this. I mainly want to just see how that front is gonna look. So I'm not as concerned with the rest of the build, because I know that the rest of it, I just need to make this a little bit wider for the side seam. I just need to make that a little bit bigger because that does not fit. So I have to be careful because I did make that a little bit too small. So let's see. So now we have one set there, and I'm going to cut that out, and then I'm going to make two of them. All right, this doesn't look that great, but it's better than nothing. So, all right, so we're gonna take this piece of tape and rip it into littler pieces of tape. All right, now let's put these together. Masking tape likes to stick really well to this foam, so do it from the back side so that I can match them up. Because that'll be more like how it is when it's glued. If I do them from behind like that, or do them while they're flat. Actually, that's a good idea too. Do it while it's flat down on the table. Because then it'll have a better curve to it, and it'll look more like realistic armor, like it's one piece instead of two. All right. That actually looks like it could work. I may have to make that bigger though, like I thought. All right, let's see here. All right, so as you guys can see from bring it around like this. This is a round where it'd be around the body. That does look like a little too steep of a curve. So we're going to make it a little bit less than that. We're going to make it a little bit bigger. So we do have to widen this. And then we do have to make it so that, I was going to make it so that it had that line going across it, like they do on the actual armor here, but I don't think I'm going to have to. I might not. I'm not 100% yet if that's something I need to do. It does give it a cool look to it, but I don't know how to do it yet. So this looks like it could work fine, and I don't have to worry much. So we're going to stick with that. For now, at least. Again, with no structure, that makes it so that this is a little easier. A little easier of a video. I don't have to really worry about much. So let's make that a little bit steeper. Maybe we can move the half circle thing over a little bit, make it a little bit bigger. Alright, that should work. Alright, so now we're going to cut this pattern out. And that should be enough. And actually, there's a part here that doesn't have any tape on it, and that's just going to come apart. So we don't want that. So let's cut this out, and actually the knife might be a good thing to cut this out with. Alright, so here's our finished piece, our pattern anyway. So I would mark it to say where things are, but I don't think I really need to, because it's yeah, I just don't think I need to. So for now we're going to, actually, will that fit on here? No, this is too small, I forgot. Alright, so now we need to grab some foam and trace this out and cut it out. And now we're just going to trace this out, and then on another piece of paper we're going to turn it over and trace it out in a mirrored thing. So let's go ahead and do that. Alright, so you might have noticed when doing this, I did make it bigger than the pattern. So there's like about a ½ inch here, about a ½ inch here. I had totally forgotten while I was drawing it all out that it's got to be bigger because there's another piece under it. So I had to kind of do this instead. So what I'm going to do here is, now that I've got the cutout done, but not this circle here, I'm going to do the circle, like, not that knife, maybe a better one, but I'm going to cut this out with an X-Acto knife so that it's better looking. Somewhat bad news, I can't seem to find my smaller X-Acto knife that fits my blades. So I have different sizes. I have two that take this larger size, and then one that's smaller. And all of my heads that have like a straight head like that I can cut with at a 90-degree angle don't fit the bigger ones. They all fit the smaller ones. So that means I have to use this knife. I don't have much of a choice. So whatever. I'll just Dremel it and fix it with that. I didn't want to do this, but it looks really ugly. I don't know if you guys can see it, but like here you can see where the knife just punctures a little bit and it doesn't get straight cuts. It's just annoying. I don't like it. So there's nothing I can do about it though, so it's fine. So let me see how this fits actually. Fits better than I thought it was going to, so there's that. Yeah, this should work. This should work fine. Alright, so let me get a second piece and then we'll mirror this one because the other one I had to enlarge it. So for that you just turn it upside down so that both smooth sides are facing each other. Trace it out and do the same exact thing. Alright, and now we have two finished pieces. This actually, if this was like one thing, it almost looks like a batarang. That's kind of cool. Anyway, so what we're gonna do is, because these are technically finished, as far as the pattern goes, we're gonna glue them together along the front seam. I'm gonna start at the top and work my way down to the bottom So what we're gonna do is use some contact cement, which is like the best stuff to use for foam. So we're just gonna do along the edges of both of these pieces, and then we're gonna glue them together. And you gotta remember with this stuff, you have to wait for it to almost dry, to be pretty dry, before you can put them together. Also, unlike me, you might want to be in a well-ventilated area. This stuff will give you a headache. If you can, a respirator, dust mask, something is a good idea. Also, be sure that your knives that you use, whatever knife you use to cut this, make sure that it is very sharp. Obviously, be careful to not cut yourself when you use it, but be sure that it's sharp enough that it doesn't create jagged lines, because you're going to want it to be as smooth of a cut as possible. If it doesn't give a smooth cut, do what I'm going to do on the circular pieces and use a Dremel to smooth everything out, or sandpaper, or something that you can sand with. Alright, so we gotta wait about 10 minutes, 5-10 minutes. This doesn't have as much on them as like bigger pieces when I do like swords or something, so you don't have to worry about time as much. The good thing is we can do this for the start of it on the table, because we can just line everything up right here on the table. Usually you'd make like registration marks so that you know where things are going to go. In your pattern you would cut like a mark every once in a while, and then that way that mark would be a line of marker on each pattern, because you would just, you know, draw where that line is so that you'd have a line there, and then you'd match the lines up, and that's how you would make sure everything, you know, fits. But since I had to make this a little bit bigger and forgot on the pattern, I wasn't able to do that, so I couldn't make registration marks. So I'm just gonna do this by eyeballing it. Alright, let's see how far we are. I don't know if it'll stick together pretty well, but I'm gonna see what happens. Oh, see, that's working right there. It's sort of, I don't know why these ends are not sticking together. Are they still too wet, or? That's weird. The ends are just coming right off, so that's really weird. That shouldn't be doing that. So maybe let's start from the bottom. See if these are dry. Yeah, that'll work. So let's start from the bottom then. Work our way up. Start pushing them together as good as you can. Got a piece of my hair on there, awesome. Just what I needed. Alright, so now that we've started it, it's going to be a little difficult to show you, so I might not, but I'm just going to try to fold it in the direction that it's going to be going. I'll just do this where I can see what I'm doing. In fact, I might be able to show you guys. Yeah. So, we're holding it like this, and I'm just trying to put it all together as best I can. It's trying to go inside out. This is not working. This is actually kind of hard. So, let's try something else here. I never figured out what a good method for this would be. Maybe it's let's do it backwards and then fold it back out. Maybe that'll work. So let's do the incline the wrong way. Like inside out basically. And then, there we go. Like it doesn't want to stick together at some parts. I hate that. Curves don't like to work that well. Like it hates doing curves. There we go. On the back here, you can see that it's not closing all the way. That's mostly because it's just how curves are with these things. They don't like to work, so you kind of have to force them. There we go. It'd be really cool if this texture here was the outside texture of the armor, because that looks really cool, but it isn't. So, and we can let this dry just like this, and then when we come back to it, we can push it out the other side where it'll be the correct way. So for now anyway, let's do this for now anyway. That's what the armor looks like. See, it is a little bit big, so I can go a little bit smaller than that. And I think this is a little big right here, so I may do, it looks like I can make these a little bit bigger, so I think I can go a little bit bigger for the circle here, and that'll shorten what this looks like. Alright, so I have a mirror in my actual room, in my bedroom, so I have to go over there to check things out in a mirror. I don't have room in this work area to put a mirror to check everything, so God, I have a dress form now. I'll just put it on that. Hold on. Gonna be hard to get it in shot, kind of. But anyway, it's a bit difficult to tell, but it doesn't look that bad. It could be better. I am going to have to cut down here where the arms go, because as you can see, they don't really go down into the arms very well. So I'm gonna have to cut down into that. But this does work pretty much how I was hoping it would. So that's a good thing. So yeah, at least that helps. Also, fair warning, I don't know when all of these are going to be like ended. Like, so I know right now I'm gonna be ending the video because I kind of know how long it's been, and I did finish something in the video to give this video some type of value. So in the next one, I'm obviously going to be doing probably another piece and then seeing how I fix this one or whatever. But other than that, I don't know how I'm going to end any of the videos, because these are vlogs, kind of. So they're just kind of as I do things, and then they'll all get kind of just a general time of how long things go. I might like put a thing at the end of some of them that say, you know, catch the next one or whatever. But anyway, that's the end of this one.